Good day everyone. This is the video presentation of Group 4 in the topic of discovering neutral geometry through construction and analysis. The purpose of this activity is to explore geometry through constructing diagrams, observing patterns, and forming our own conclusions. In simple terms, neutral geometry is geometry that does not assume anything about parallel lines. This is important because it helps us understand which geometric ideas are always true and which depend on certain assumptions. Through the different phases, which are the create, test, conjecture, classify, and apply, we were able to analyze geometric relationships and develop our own reasoning based on evidence rather than memorized rules. Diagram A illustrates the angle relationships formed by a transversal. In the diagram, two lines labeled AB and CD are intersected by a transversal GH. The transversal cuts the two lines at point E and F, forming a total of 8 angles. The angles are labeled using symbols such as theta, beta, alpha, eta, zeta, epsilon, gamma, and delta. We can also distinguish between interior angles, which lie between the two lines, and exterior angles, which lie outside them. This diagram serves as a basis for identifying and analyzing different angle relationships in neutral geometry. Based on the diagram, we can observe several angle relationships. First, there are vertical angles, which are opposite each other at an intersection. These angles are equal. For example, theta is equal to eta, beta is equal to alpha, zeta is equal to epsilon, and gamma is equal to delta. This is explained by the linear pair theorem, since each of these angles forms a straight line with the same adjacent angle. Next, we can identify alternate interior angles, which are inside the two lines but on the opposite sides of the transversal. We also observe corresponding angles, which are in the same relative position at each intersection. There are also co-interior angles, which are on the same side of the transversal between the lines. These angles would add up to 180 degrees, but only if the lines are parallel. Now, can we conclude that the lines are parallel? The answer is no. Even though we observe several angle relationships, only vertical angles can be confirmed as equal without making additional assumptions. In neutral geometry, we cannot assume that lines are parallel. We can only conclude that lines are parallel if we can prove that alternate interior angles are equal. Since this is not proven in the diagram, there is not enough evidence to say that the lines are parallel.
Now let's move on to diagram B, which shows a triangle with an exterior angle. In this diagram, we constructed triangle PQR and extended one of its sides to form an exterior angle at point R. We then identified two remote interior angles, which are located at points P and Q. For the first guide question, we were asked to compare the exterior angle with each of the remote interior angles. From our observation, we found that the exterior angle is greater than each of the two remote interior angles when considered individually. This means that if we compare the exterior angle to angle P alone or angle Q alone, the exterior angle has a larger measure in both cases. Next, for the pattern we discovered, we observed something important. The exterior angle is actually equal to the sum of the two interior angles. In other words, when we add the measures of angle P and angle Q, their total is exactly equal to the measure of the exterior angle at point R. This relationship is consistent in any triangle, which supports the idea behind the exterior angle theorem.
Next, we have the third diagram, which is about triangle angle sum. As presented in the diagram, we have a triangle named triangle PQR, with the given measurements of its interior angles, namely the measure of angle P is equal to 82 degrees, the measure of angle Q, which is equal to 68 degrees, and the measure of angle R is equal to 30. After adding it all up, the sum of the interior angles of triangle PQR is equal to 180 degrees. Now, can we guarantee that this will always be 180 degrees? The answer is no. This cannot always be guaranteed because it only holds in Euclidean geometry. According to Euclidean principles on parallel lines and angle relationships, triangles has an angle sum of 180 degrees. That is according to Greenberg 1993. However, in non-Euclidean geometries such as spherical and hyperbolic geometry, the angle sum can be greater or less than 180 degrees. So it is not a universal rule.
The first conjecture is if two lines intersect, then the vertical opposite angles formed are equal. The conjecture is always true because whenever two lines intersect, they create opposite angles, which are called the vertical angles. These opposite angles always have the same measure. This happens because each vertical angle forms a linear pair with the angle beside it. And the angles in the linear pair are supplementary, meaning their sum is 180 degrees. Since both opposite angles are supplementary to the same adjacent angle, they must have equal measures. Therefore, this proves that vertical angles are always congruent whenever two lines intersect. The second conjecture is, if a triangle has a large exterior angle, then the sum of its two remote interior angles is also larger compared to the other triangles. The conjecture is always true because of the exterior angle theorem. This theorem states that the measure of an exterior angle in a triangle is equal to the sum of its two remote interior angles. In other words, if the measure of the two remote interior angles are added together, the result will always be the same as the exterior angle. Because of this, any increase or decrease in the exterior angle will also cause an equal change in the sum of its remote interior angles. This relationship is true of all kinds of triangles, no matter their shape or size, making it one of the fundamental properties of triangles. Therefore, the conjecture is always true. The last conjecture is, if the interior angles of a triangle have all different measurements, then the longest side must be opposite the larger angle, and the smallest side must be opposite the smallest angle. The conjecture is always true because of its basic property of triangle that connects the size of an angle to the length of its opposite side. In any triangle, the large angle is always opposite the longer side, while the smallest angle is opposite to the shorter side. Because of this relationship, if the three interior angles all have different measures, they can be arranged from smallest to largest. Their opposite side will all follow the same pattern, meaning they can also be arranged from shortest to longest. This shows that the ordering of the angles directly matches the ordering of their corresponding opposite side, which proves that the conjecture is always true.
Good day everyone. Today we will be presenting our problem involving triangle PQR. Our given problem states that in a triangle PQR, the angle measures are given as the measure of angle P equals to 82 degree, the measure of angle Q equals to 68 degree, and the measure of angle R equals to 30 degree. And we are asked to prove and justify three statements. First, the measure of angle P is greater than the average of the measure of angle Q and the measure of angle R. Second, to classify the triangle, whether the triangle is an acute triangle. And third, to determine whether the difference between the largest and the smallest angle is greater than 1/3 of the total angle sum. Part 1. Proving that the measure of angle P is greater than the average measure of angle Q and angle R. So let us begin with step 1. We first identify the measures of the given angles and the triangle PQR. The measure of angle P is 82 degree, the angle Q is 68 degree, and the angle R is 30 degree. Since the problem requires us to compare angle P with the average of angles Q and R, we first need to determine the sum of angles Q and R. And this step is necessary because the average depends on their total. So now for the step 2, we add the measures of angle Q and R. So we compute 68 degree plus 30 degree equals to 98 degree. So this step follows the basic property of addition, which allows us to combine the measures of two angles. Next, we find the average angles Q and R by dividing their sum by 2. So we compute 98 degree divided by 2 equals to 49 degree. This is justified by the definition of average, which states that the average of two quantities is their sum divided by 2. So in step 4, now we compare the measures of angle P, which is 82 degree, with a computed average of 49 degree. Since 82 degree is greater than 49 degree, it follows that angle P is greater than the average of angles Q and R. This conclusion is justified by the comparison property of real numbers. So the conclusion for part 1, therefore, measure of angle P is greater than the average measure of angle Q and angle R. Now let's move on to part 2, classifying the triangle, whether the triangle is an acute triangle. So in step 1, to classify the triangle, we recall the definition used in neutral geometry. A triangle is considered acute if all of its interior angles are less than 90 degree. Right if one angle is exactly 90 degree, and obtuse if one angle is greater than 90 degree. So in step 2, we examine each angle in triangle PQR. And angle P is 82 degree, and angle Q is 68 degree, and angle R is 30 degree. So in step 3, since all three interior angles are less than 90 degree, the triangle satisfies the definition of an acute triangle. So the conclusion for part 2, therefore the triangle PQR is an acute triangle. For part 3, analyzing the difference between the largest and smallest angle. So now for the last part, in step 1, we first identify the largest and smallest angles. So angle P, which is 82 degree, is the largest, and angle R, which is 30 degree, is the smallest. So in step 2, next we compute the difference between these two angles. So 82 degree minus 30 degree equals to 52 degree. This uses the subtraction property of real numbers. In step 3, we now determine 1/3 of the total angle sum of triangle. In neutral geometry, the sum of interior angles of a triangle is at most 180 degree, and in standard Euclidean cases, it is exactly 180 degree. So we compute 1/3 of 180 degree, which is 60 degree. So in step 4, now we compare the difference, 52 degree with 60 degree. Since 52 degree is less than 60 degree, the difference between the largest and smallest angle is not greater than 1/3 of the total angle sum. So the conclusion for part 3, therefore, the statement that the difference is greater than 1/3 of the total angle sum is false. In triangle PQR, we have proven that the measure of angle P is greater than the average measure of angles Q and R through direct computation and comparison. We also classified that the triangle as acute because all its interior angles are less than 90 degree. And finally, we showed that the difference between the largest and smallest angles is less than 1/3 of the total angle sum, proving that the given statement is false. These results are consistent with the fundamental properties of triangles in neutral geometry.
Which part was most challenging? The most challenging part of the activity was avoiding the assumption that lines are parallel. We're used to solving problems where parallel lines are already given, so it was difficult to rely only on what could be proven from the diagram itself. This made us more careful in analyzing angular relationships and checking if there is enough evidence before making conclusions. What idea did your group discover on your own? Our group discovered that many angle relationships, such as vertical angles and linear pairs, are always true even without assuming that lines are parallel. This helped us understand the idea of neutral geometry, where conclusions must be based only on given information and not on assumptions. We also observed an important pattern in triangles. The exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles, which strengthened our understanding of triangle properties. What assumption did you realize you were making? Through this activity, we realized that we often assume lines are parallel just because they look like it in the drawing. This assumption is not always valid, especially in neutral geometry. We learned that proper justification is necessary before concluding anything, which improved our critical thinking and reasoning skills in geometry. Icon, diagram B. The exterior angle of a triangle is always greater than each of the two remote interior angles when considered individually. Justification. They agreed with the phrase because it follows logically from the relationship shown in the diagram. Since the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles, it is necessarily greater than each of those angles when considered individually. Therefore, the statement is always true for any triangle. Reject icon. Diagram C, reasoning. The sum of the interior angles of any triangle is always 180 degrees, yet you contradict it by saying it is only applicable in flat plane, so it is not always 180 degrees. No. Justification. This part was rejected since it contradicts neutral geometry by stating the angle sum is always 180 degrees. This part also contradicts with the overall claim of our statement. This cannot be assumed without a parallel postulate, so it is not always true.
Sa group 4.
Hello. So good evening everyone. So I am the mag critic sa group 4. I am from group 1. So first is the there is results and discussion, though ako ang gibutan dire is ako ang gi-review siya is siya kanang what is called kanang agree ko sa ilahang gisulat, agree ko sa ilahang gi-answer, ilang gibutan dire sa ilahang results and discussion, though ako ang nabantayan is ang ilahang wordings is too lengthy lang kayo siya, even though understandable man siya sa reader, but ang iyaha lang kanang the way sa pag-deliver sa ilahang point is mawala ang reader tungod sa daghan og symbol o daghan og kanang wordy ra kaayo. So moto siya ko ang sa results and discussion sa A, B, and C. And then dito sa conjunctures and justification, same ra gihapon, ganahan ko silang gi-answer, ganahan ko silang conjunction and justification kanang agree ko 100%, but I don't have any problems with that. Kanang clear ilahang pag-explain sa justification nila og siyon sa nila pag-answer sa silang conjuncture is clear siya and brief siya, kanang tama kayo siya per reader, kay dili siya lengthy, dili po siya kanmubo. Okay siya sa reader, kanang masabtan niya siya. So next is diri silang PPT. Sa kung nabantayan silang PPT is okay lang man, but diri sa conjunctures nila is kanang ang ilahang pag-arrange sa A, B, and C is kanang guot kaayo tan-awon, murag ang face validity niya is murag magsakit ang mata sa isa ka tawo kung mubasa siya sa ilahang conjunctures. But the rest is okay raman, ganahan mo ko sa ilang paghimo sa PPT. So moro to.
Next is sa application problem. Sa application problem sa nakita nako sila is na sila kaning na pinpoint man nila ang kaning mga needed nga naa sa instruction. However, ang nakuan lang nako is ang sa problem 1 kung match ba ay mas maano gali ko sa problem 1 nila na ano magod na wala nila na ay kung pwede mas makuan ba mas step by step ang reasoning sa problem 1 pareha sa problem 2 ug problem 3 kay silang problem 1 wala nila na state ang reasoning sa problem 1 mao lang akong suggestion sa sa application problem wala na koy ang the rest is agree na ko og wala na koy question sa ilang application problem and sa reflection ay sa reflection is agree pud ko sa ilang gisulat gibutang dito kay tungod na answer man pod nila na pinpoint man pod nila tong mga needed nga naa sa instruction especially katong 3 questions nga needed sa reflection so okay ra pod ko ato. And also sa PPT goods ra pud ko silahang PPT anya kaning wala na kay suggestion dito kay na kuan man pud nila ang mga needed na pinpoint man pud nila ang mga needed nga dapat nasa PPT and mga needed nga napod sa instruction so okay ra pud ko ato. Mao lang to.
Okay, group 3.
Group 2 pa aday.
Charot lang, group 2 pa di ay.
Okay, so good evening everyone. I am the representative of Group 2 to present the critics of our group sa Group 4. So, magsugod ta diri sa diagram A. So, nami suggestion icon. Madungog ra ba ko?
Go.
Okay. So, nami suggestion icon sa diagram A and our suggestion is kanang elaborate how does linear pair theorems justifies that vertical angles are congruent. Also, nami question icon sa diagram A, which is if parallelism can be concluded only if a pair of alternate interior angles is proven congruent. So, does your diagram exhibits parallelism? Then also, ang naapod mi accepted icon sa diagram A, which is ang definition of interior and exterior angles. And also, naapod mi accepted icon sa diagram B, kaning the exterior angle of a triangle is always greater than each of the two remote interior angles when considered individually. Next is, naapod mi suggestion icon sa diagram C. Kining in naming convention, we often utilize measurement angle inequality. So hence, ang among suggestion is use kaning kanagong na M katong giingon ni Christian pod sa laing group gain natong kaning M kay ang naamagod sa inyo diriya is kaning sign lang sa angle tapos kanang P. So ang suggestion namo is butangan siya kanang lowercase or gamay nga M sa kilid para kuan nga kuan siya o kanang measure ana nga angle. Next is naami reject icon sa diagram C. Kaning sa the sum of the interior angles of any triangle is always 180 degrees. Yet you contradict it by saying it is only applicable in flat planes. So it is not always 180 degrees. So kaning murag kuan siya ba kanang nag-ingon mo nga ang interior angles kay sa baap kanang is always 180 degrees pero niingon pod mo nga kanang applicable lang siya sa flat plane. So kanang it is kanang nindot siya pag kanang inyo bitang i-justify or inyong i-klaro kung unsa asa ni siya maka-apply like sa Euclidean ra ba ni siya or sa non-Euclidean pod unsa iyang mga kuandra mga properties ba na. Also naapod mi suggestion icon sa problem and solutions dapit. Kanang daghan siya problems then ang ano diri is kanang one problem raman ata ang required ni Ma'am Lynn. So mo lang po na ang amo ang kuan dira nga dapit. Then lastly is kaning question icon pod sa diagram C, kaning sa paggamit dog protractor kinaa jud decimal point. Unsa ni J kanang J pwede kang kuan ni J.
Hello. Sa isa-isa mudong ka na. Sa diagram C bitaw kanang napansin ako is na siya decimal point bitaw ang angle. So i-make sure lang jud nga inigamit nga sa protractor kay dapat accurate jud nga nani siya decimal point. Kay I think sa protractor wala siya decimal point, right? But sa inyong diagram is na siya decimal point. So I don't know if yun sa paggamit sa protractor. So mora.
So maora ta ang amo ang kuan sa group 2 guys.
Thank you so much. Okay, next group. Group 3.
So, hello. I am Virginia Kanya and mo ni ang amo ang na sa group 4. Tama ba group 4? So, agree icon for the conjecture 1 and 3 are valid to its diagram and can be proven both logically and intuitively. And question icon for the conjecture 2 unclear maybe because of the choices of the words. The justification also strayed, but particularly the phrase, if a triangle has a larger exterior angle compared to another triangle, its corresponding sum of the two remote interior angles must also be larger, given that there is only one triangle represented in a diagram. And suggestion icon is that the group can utilize word like congruent and greater than in their conjecture and be clearer to the structure of sentences. And I think mura na ang amo ang napansin. Thank you.
Okay, next, group 5. Mga comment sa group 3.
Okay, ako ang i-comment kay about sa PPT then si Lugin kay sa written. So sa agree icon kay agree mi sa diagram 1 o kaning diagram 2 pero katong sa diagram 3 katong giingon ni Jirel nga i-make sure lang nga kanang inyuhang inyuhang value sa angle kay kaning point niya kay murag questionable siya kay since sa protractor kay walay kuan tong giingon ni Jirel nga walay point para mas accurate ang kuan pag measure. Tapos kaning inyuhang PPT pod wala siya naka-follow sa content template nga gihatag ni ma'am nya wala pod siya kanang murag kamay lang gud nga explanation about kung unsa na nga usay kanang unod ana nga diagram. Also kaning sa inyuhang conjecture kay wala may kanang comment diri pero ang font lang niya dili siya clear kanang sakit siya sa mata. And then kulang pud mo og kanang reflection. Ikaw na, Lugin.
Ay, ako na. Wait lang. Parehas na ingon naman sa uban. Pero, kaning sa agree sa agree nga sa agree icon kay okay man siya kay na sa diagram A kay na-identify niya ang mga vertical angles as congruent, yan na-explain niya nga kuan ang kana siya kay siya nagadepend sa parallel postulate. Unya, the reasoning about naga-conclude sila sa parallelism is na parallelism from angle is also valid pero sa nami kuan kaning sa question icon kay some angle pairs like katong sa corresponding ug alternate interior angles good kay gi-mention mo to ninyo sa ako diagram A pero unclear siya kung gi-verify to niya gi-verify ba to niya without assuming parallel lines like na measured ba siya or kanang gi-assume lang to ninyo kay igor mo gi-mention ang katong corresponding ug ang alternate interior angle wa niya giingon kung assumed ba to siya or measured to ninyo. Yeah. Sa suggestion icon kay clarify lang ninyo whether the angle relationship were measured or proven. Tapos sa kuan diagram B kay agree icon na explain naman ninyo tarong gihapon. O mao man to na ingon naman gud sa uban giunhan nami. Supo. Pero mao ra bitaw to ay. Pero ang overall feedback lang namo kay kuan okay ang inyong understanding sa neutral geometry, clear inyong reasoning, but ang suggestion namo kay improve ninyo ang precision, ang mga clarity, ang conciseness. Maura to siya from group 5.
Thank you so much. Stop na akong record.